Greetings, adventurers, I am thy Dungeon Master, and welcome again to Pathfinder Banter. Today we are talking to our players. Yes, that's right, our intrepid players, the heroes of our Pathfinder adventure. Today I have in with me Tony, our charismatic bard. Tony, hello.
Hello.
Eich, welcome.
Eich.
Will you tell me a little bit about Eich?
Well, he's level 10. That's a thing that you should know. And he's a magical bard of wonder. I suppose I'll tell you a bit about his backstory. He grew up as a tailor, learned things about being a tailor. He went to a fair one day and his father brought him a lute. He started playing the lute. He learned how to play the lute. And then, his parents got separated by means of dragging away in forest and murder, possibly murder. And then he ended up going to Bard's College. Bard's College didn't work out. He went to the circus. Now he's here.
What did he do in the circus?
He was the ringmaster.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Now suddenly the top hat and the whip kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So, what level is he?
10.
Class, obviously.
Magical bard of wonder.
There you go. And what is his favorite ability as a bard?
Suggestion.
Why is that?
Because it really gives another option, because he does have a good alignment. It gives another option for him simply to get out of combat, while still succeeding in combat. And honestly, who doesn't want to be able to tell 15 mountain giants to go away?
As you would know that because...
I did that.
Yes, you did. Much to the chagrin of this DM. So, what is your favorite moment in the game so far?
My favorite moment in the game? Well, there is so many, but my favorite is when Nero first rode up after our encounter with the...
Really? Why is that?
Well, it was really just sort of like, who's this guy coming up? And then he just threatens to kill us. It was really a roleplay moment where it's literally, you can choose to combat, you can choose not to combat. This is obviously a really serious and pivotal moment. You could feel it, Mm-hmm.
And what did Ike do?
Well, he told him that we're tourists.
And for some reason, he bought it. You roll the dice, man. my level 17, commander of the Pathfinder Society bought that line. You can't make this stuff up, people. All right, how does your character feel about the other members of the party?
The other members of the party? Well, it's really sort of interesting because before in life, his parents left early, and one way he saw life is always, go into something, be the best at it, get to the top of it, and he thought that's all that there was. He joined the circus, he became ringmaster, he went to Bard's College, he got A's. He learned how to be a tailor like his father. He was going to follow him. And now that he's in the Pathfinder Society, he's finally understanding it's not always about getting to the top, it's about enjoying yourself, doing the right thing, and being able to make the best of yourself as an individual, not just as your career.
Very profound there. Impressive from our intrepid bard. So what's his favorite color?
His favorite color? Red.
Why is that?
Because it's really cheap dye, because you can just take the blood of your enemies. No. It's really bright, it stands out. And it works, because he always put, one strip of red, the base of his top hat, and colors of the circus, and, it just worked out. He just never really liked any other color.
So it's kind of linked to his backstory.
Yeah.
It's I love that in players who try and link a lot of their character to their backstory, who want to kind of build off of this template and just kind of evolve as they go. No character should start out already complete as a character. No character should start out just... a blank slate. The character starts out this particular way and then evolves as they go. Every movie that has a character worth knowing kind of shares that quality. Who is your favorite NPC?
My favorite NPC? I really don't want to say it's Nero, because everyone else says it's Nero. Everyone loves Nero.
Why is that?
Because Nero does the whole sword thing, not with two swords, but with one sword. Correction, guys. Correction. Everyone says he really likes him, but, I really just like the Pathfinder Society in general, because they're the most developed characters, and as you said, they're characters that you've worked with before. Mm-hmm. And, I feel like that if I decided to press into somebody like we press into Nero, there will be as much to push into.
Which is true. I mean, and as you said, the Pathfinder Society are characters that I actually used to game with. Nero is not just an NPC, he's my old character that I've kind of resurrected for the purposes of this game. Now, he never died, so I don't want to say resurrect, but that I've kind of repurposed for this game. That's a better word. What is your least favorite moment in the game so far?
My least favorite moment in the game was parts of the Aboleth encounter. No part in certain, but it sort of got to the point where, you walk up to somebody, they say, pull my finger. You're like, I don't want to, you're gonna do something stupid. And then, it's the same thing. You have to do it, or you can just walk away and be really mean. And you pull the finger, and you see what happens. And it was just sort of really weird, because, you had that single moment of, should I? I don't think I should.
Rather vague. Can you give me a specific example?
Sort of like, walking into the Aboleth chambers. Like,
Okay.
Are you going to attack them? You could go backwards, or, are you going to give up your memories? You could go backwards. It'll be tough, And it felt like, that it's like you have to make a tough decision. We're forcing you into it. No options seem comfortable.
Which is sometimes difficult for a player to accept. And I particularly like doing that as a DM because I force my characters into situations where they're uncomfortable, where they're outside of their comfort zone. And to do that kind of develops them as a character. Trials and tribulations build a character just as much as, triumphant successes or victories. You have a taste for fish, yet you are imprisoned at the depths of a merfolk stronghold. You have only one more vial of breathe water. What do you do?
One more vial of breathe water. That's sort of confusing because you're underwater. Beyond the point.
Well, you already it's magic.
Well, I'm a bard. I'd use my favorite ability. I'd suggest them to bring me a fish.
Chances are they'd buy it. And then what would you do?
Eat the fish.
And then what would you do?
Say thank you. Do you have more? Can you show me where it is so I can get it for myself next time?
And then you would say your catchphrase.
I'd like to sing a song.
There you go.
And distract them and then promptly leave quickly.
There you go. Okay. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much, Eich. It's a pleasure currently playing with you. Eich is one of my personal favorite characters. He's one of those characters that's difficult to decipher. He's very nuanced. He has a lot of stuff about his character that he keeps secret for purposes that he can kind of reveal later or allow him to build on his character, which are always important in a character. So thank you so much for this interview, and it's always a pleasure. I want to say goodbye as Eich.
Well, I'd like to play a song, but there's no loot, because that invisible servant, and that invisible servant can only do one thing at a time, and it's really hard to get good help. Now, I'd also like to not say goodbye because I don't want to leave because I love you all and it's a great time. And but I have to leave. Come back.
Fight well. Happy gaming.